Hey YouTube, today we're going to talk about Fidelity and how they allow you to invest for free. My favorite four-letter F word. So I'm going to take a look at Fidelity Investments here. We're going to go through their website and I'm going to show you a few funds that they offer absolutely free, no expenses, nothing. You can set this up in a Roth IRA. Um, Speaking of Roth IRA, I know in a previous video I spoke of investing in a Roth IRA. You don't really invest in a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is just the holder of the investment. So think of it as like a bucket. Um, the Roth IRA is just an account that you hold your investment in. So I'm going to show you about four free investments that Fidelity offers that I think are absolutely wonderful. No minimums, no expense ratios. You can set up automatic investing to invest as little as you want every 2 weeks, every month, however you want to do it. No minimum to start. I think it's awesome. There's no excuse to not do this. So let's dive in here and take a look. So what we see here, Fidelity, you just go to fidelity.com and it'll bring you into their homepage here. And what I want to show today is investment products. So you go to investment products and you go to mutual funds. I know mutual funds lately have gotten a bad rap because a lot of times mutual funds have a little bit higher expense ratio than the more popular ETFs that are out there today. So we'll go ahead and click on that. And the way to find the affordable ones is to explore our fund offering right here. And then from right here, explore the full spectrum of available Fidelity funds. You go right over to index. Now, index mutual fund, the reason how they can keep their expenses so low is they're not actively managed. So you don't have a manager managing the money. It just tracks an index of a certain sector or a certain like the total market or S&P 500, and I'll show you how that works here in a second. So I've already got these down here. There's four of them that Fidelity offers, and they all have, you'll know them by zero, 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 and zero. And the first one we'll take a look at right now is the Fidelity Zero Total Market Index Fund. Now what this is a complete fund that invests in all of the investable companies in the U.S. So you'll see right down here in their top 10 holdings, you'll probably know all of these guys: Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Berkshire Hathaway, Johnson & Johnson, Google, ExxonMobil, and JP Morgan Chase. So this fund, you go over here, you see zero expense ratio, minimum to invest, zero. This total fund covers the entire stock market, like I said, and it has 2,531 holdings. So you can put this inside a Roth IRA and start funding it $10 a month, $20 a month, whatever, and you will gain exposure to 2,531 companies in America with no expenses and no minimums. I don't know if you can beat that anywhere else. The next one we'll look at is Fidelity Zero Large Cap Index Fund. Now, if you look at it, they have the same holdings in their top 10. See that? The difference is that total market had 2,531 holdings. This one only has 514. So what this covers is roughly the 500 largest U.S. companies. And again, no expense ratio, no minimum to invest. The next one we'll look at, they call the extended market. And what this is a mid cap. So it's outside of the 500, but it's also inside of the total market. So what I'm saying is if you hold the total market, there's no reason to hold the extended market. If you held the large cap, you could also have the extended market. But to me, you just own them both basically in the total market fund. Um, I'm sure there's some circumstances where you'd want this if you've already invested a large chunk of money in the S&P 500 and you wanted some exposure to your mid cap stocks, then this is something you'd want to look at. But I would not combine the extended market with the total market. That's the one caveat, because they probably have a whole bunch of overlap between the two. Your next one, your final one, is international. So this is the entire total international market. Well, I say entire, it probably isn't, but it does have 2,127 holdings. Again, no expense ratio, and that's rare for an international investment to have no expense ratio. That's unheard of. Normally, international markets, you'll have higher expense ratios, and you'll find that in ETFs. No minimum to invest. So if you wanted to have international exposure, this is the way to go. You'd go with this total market index fund. I don't know, whatever you're comfortable with. Put 80% of your money in there and put 20% of your money in international. That's really up to you. But the advantages of these is that there is no minimum to invest. And, with ETFs, you have to have, you have to buy whole shares with ETFs. So with these index funds from Fidelity, you can automate your investing and just put $10 a month into this thing and just let it ride, or $20 a month, $50 a month, however you want to do it. And there's no trading fees, there's no expense fees, there's no any of that. So I just think there's no excuse. There's a lot of people managing money out there today, which I think that industry is going away. Money managers are going away. I mean, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's a ripoff, but there is a lot of money managers that'll charge you 1% to manage your money. And what they'll end up doing is putting you into funds like this. And actually, not even like this. They'll put you into funds that have expense ratios. So not only are you paying a guy or girl to manage your money at 1%, they're also putting you into funds that charge 0.5% to 1% on top of that. So for the individual investor, there's too much information out here today to not do this on your own. You can learn this stuff. It's not that hard, and thanks to Fidelity and some of their no expense ratio funds. There's some other robo advisors out there that don't charge any. I'll probably get into those in a future video. There's no excuse. You can take your money, manage it. I always think you'd be a better manager of your money than someone else, as long as you have the discipline. And I think that's a big key. Just the discipline to save. and choose the right products and choose the right bucket to put those investment products into. So that's our look at Fidelity today. Hope you guys enjoy. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. I'd love to hear some comments. I would love to get some dialogue going on. I respond to all comments. So thank you. Have a great night.